Welcome back, and today we're talking about The Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 7. And I read the manga, I know everything that's going to happen, so I kind of want to focus these videos more on like the big differences that I noticed. Of course, I'm not going to remember every single little detail, but there was definitely some major ones that were skipped in this episode. Right off the bat, the episode starts off with Norman, Ray, Emma speaking about their plans. Of course, they're talking about Sonju and Magica, how their blood essentially is able to not need to eat humans, right? So it's like the cure for all the demons to not have to eat humans. And of course, Emma wants to use this as a resolution to not have to kill all the demons. And that's fun. That's Emma's character. I can't say I'm too happy about it, right? Because at the end of the day, I do agree with Norman, right? That's like telling somebody you cannot eat your favorite food. Demons are definitely a lot more powerful than humans. Humans are not at the top of the food chain. That's demons. Demons are at the top of the food chain. So if they decide that they want to eat humans, even when it's not needed, they can just go and start hunting humans. Nothing is stopping them. Of course, Norman, he seems to have a plan. I'm not going to go into it. Definitely don't want to spoil it because it seems like season 2 is not really going anime original. It seems like they're just skipping content. And one of the biggest things this episode was whenever those three characters were having their little meeting, Norman pulls the pen out and says that, the little location that was on the map, that used to be a gateway to the human world, but it no longer works. And honestly, that was a big reveal in the manga. This was on the Goldie Pond arc, and essentially they find the gate, they get in there, and they realize that it's broken, and that's when they hear a message from Minerva. Now, I'm not going to spoil what that message was, but it definitely kind of tells you who's behind everything, who's the one that's running the farms and all that stuff. It kind of gives you a history of this world, why Minerva decided to create the pens, create the books, and kind of leave a trail for all the humans that are growing up in the farms for them to be able to escape. So that's a lot of information that was not included. Maybe we're going to learn about that later on. That's why I don't want to go into details as to what happened, because it does seem like eventually we are going to learn the truth, especially with the way that this episode ended. I mean, they're probably going to reveal who that person was that was talking to Norman whenever he was being escorted out of the little farm. So that's probably where we're going to get the little backstory of how everything runs in this world, right? We know Norman is very sick. That's again, that is in the manga. The other big change in this episode that was definitely not in the manga, when it comes to Sonju and Magica, right? Or Mujika, but those two demons, right? Not Norman, but Ray and Emma, they did not go look for them right off the bat. They went to do something else, which of course, I'm not going to say what it is because it's definitely a big reveal what they're trying to do. So maybe once they find Sonju and Magica and they start talking, that's when we're going to find out exactly what Emma's plan is going to be going forward, because we know she wants to save the demons, and we're definitely going to talk about that because it's a big complex little discussion, little argument that you can have depending on what side you're on. I'm definitely on Norman's side because right now Norman, he doesn't see any way out, right? Especially since we know he is sick, right? We see all the other humans that were experimented on, right? They're suffering, they're having seizures, and Norman is he's definitely not immune to any of that. So Norman's time seems to be on a time limit at the very least. So we're gonna have to see how that's going to play out. But as the way I look at it, right, at the end of the day, I don't think the demons would change even if they take Magica's blood and they don't need human meat to survive and keep their intelligence. I still think Norman has a point that at the end of the day, even if they were able to do all of that, right? If they were able to convince everybody to take the blood, I don't think they were going to give up on eating humans. One, they probably taste really good, who knows? But on top of that, it's the way that the nobles keep power in check. That's how they control the general population, because we know that demons need the meat to survive. So if they lose that leverage over them, it's essentially going to be chaos. Everybody's going to be wanting power and stuff like that. They won't have control anymore. And of course, the nobles are not going to stand for that. So at the very least, the nobles are going to have to be taken care of. But I mean, this episode, it was pretty good. I mean, nothing big happened. We know Norman is definitely still planning on moving on with his attack. We don't know too many details about that. I'm gonna see how they're gonna change it up, right? Because in the manga, it was a pretty brutal plan. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same here in the anime, because again, the anime is not going anime original, not from what I've seen. They're just kind of just cutting a lot of information out and kind of moving the story along very, very fast. Honestly, I don't think we are going to get a season 3. They're probably just going to finish all of the Promised Neverland in this season. We're about halfway there, and if it keeps going at this pace, we're literally going to get the end in the next 4 or 5 episodes. So it's moving quite fast. I don't know why they did this. I mean, honestly, I don't see a good argument for it, because literally Goldie Pond, it was a great arc, probably one of my favorite arcs. Some of the characters that were introduced in there, they were very important for the story moving along. I mean, my favorite character's not even in here anymore, right? So what's the point at this point? So I am very disappointed with the anime, because honestly, it seems like they just want to end it. They don't want to worry about season 3, and we'll see how the ending is, because I do think the ending in the manga, it wasn't the greatest one. It was very, I would say, very safe at the very least. Maybe that's where they're going to kind of, you know, do things differently, and maybe the anime will have a better ending. Who knows? But let me know in the comments how you like this episode. Let me know if you read the manga, how you feeling about all these different content that's getting cut, because I'm definitely disappointed by it. But let me know in the comments, and like always, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.